mis amigas que andamos ready. Esto lo seguimos en el after party. ¿Cómo te llamas, baby? Desde que te vi supe que eras para mí. Dile a tus amigas que andamos ready.
Hey, welcome. All right, so I turned on my little Spanish music today for clubbing because I love Spanish music to dance to. Do you guys like Spanish music?
Listen, man, I love being with the Spanish, the Latins, and I love being in Spain. I love it all, man. We have such a great time with all of our Latin Spanish friends. And there's a difference between Latin and Spanish, but we love them all.
So anyway, welcome. Hello, my name is Taylor Thompson.
And I'm Larry Thompson. I'm the little L, here's the big T, and we're here for Club Friday, and this is part of our three-legged stool. We are so excited to be here with you every Friday. It's a free launch day. We do whatever happens, it just happens, okay?
So I'm having a hair malfunction here.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know. Anyway. All right, here we go.
I had a malfunction a long time ago with my hair, man. There ain't much left.
So happy to be here with you guys. It seems like the weeks just fly by, and we're here again with Club Friday, and we're so happy to share this time with you. And I see Pisces on. Pisces, I think I saw you. You were going to somewhere. I saw you on a boat somewhere. Oh my gosh, it looked absolutely amazing. I'm so jealous. I would love to be on the water, near the water, by a boat, in a boat, around a boat. So anyway, it looked like you guys were having a great time. Welcome.
Yeah, and a lot of the wealth builders, I got to tell you, in the month of July here, you guys have come out because of COVID, and whether you had the chance to do that, and enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can step back from grinding it out every single day and just enjoy those few days. But boy, I'm telling you, take that vacation now, get your mind refreshed, because the last quarter of this year, we're coming with a blast like you've never seen before with our Wealth Building Academy, our Wealth Building Program. Get ready for the last quarter of this year, for the first quarter of next year. So let's get moving here.
So we're talking today, we're on number 5, the diseases of attitude, right? So much of our business and what we do is all about our attitude, our mindset. You know, we talk about that being in the mental projector, but you know, attitude is everything. I don't know if you've ever seen, you know, if you've ever seen that little acronym, you start adding up the letters, attitude, right? And it adds up to like,
like the numbers of the letters?
So like A would be 1, right?
Okay,
and then you add it up, and it like means it goes like 100.
A perfect 100.
Yeah, attitude. But so today we're talking about number 5, and that is over caution. And I think about that whenever I think about over caution, how people, because out of their fear, they're cautious, they don't believe. How many of you have like wanted to do something, but you're just a little reserved, you're a little cautious about making the decision to move forward? How many of you, let's talk about that.
Yeah, when you get into the book here about overcaution, you know, there's a lot of, obviously, all of that comes from my experience that I got involved with. Most of you know, but if you don't know, I got to share it with you because it's very important for those of you that are new here. I'm the long-haired hippie construction worker. I'm the guy that came to my first meeting back in the 60s, and I'd never been in a hotel before in my life, and I'd never finished high school. I worked in cement. I worked on my hands and knees and never considered doing anything other than that because my entire family was involved in construction work, and I enjoyed it and I loved it. But I got invited out to that meeting that night, like so many have done with so many different ways today, to see that first exposure. And I had 2 very significant things happen. And this is vital here to what we do in wealth building with this three-legged stool of the ABC approach. It's vital because it's the fundamental concept that have built our space. It's the fundamental concept of everything that we do here. And I came to that meeting to that hotel. I was so out of place, I can't even tell you. I never finished high school because I was too shy to give the oral book report that was required. Today, they don't even require them to know how to read, but back then you had to do the book report, and I was too shy to do it. And I tell the story a lot because it means a lot to me, because you got to realize I came from a very small community. And from the 1st to the 6th grade, everybody went to the same school. And then from the 7th to the 8th grade, we moved up to junior high school, and we all went to the same school and then high school. So these were not strangers to me. I grew up with all of these kids, but I was too shy to do that book report. And I tell you that to put a frame of reference between my education that I didn't have, my self-confidence, self-esteem that I didn't have, what changed that for me? And it wasn't like, boom, the light switch turned on. It has been now 54 years in the process of walking down that path. And I got exposed very, very quickly here to the two strategists and the philosophical approach to our business. Most of you know this, but you need to understand it because there's firm foundations to everything we do here in wealth building with the three-legged stool that makes up what is a real wealth builder. And it doesn't matter about your education. It doesn't matter about your experience. It doesn't about your finances. And what it matters is these fundamentals that were taught to me going back to the 60s, because the person giving that meeting that night that I attended was Bobby DePew, the original strategist and tactician for our space, which I brought forward through the 70s and really had the platform of Herbalife in the 80s to bring all of this stuff forward. I joined my business that night. But there was another guest that night that joined the same company from the same meeting, and it was Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn brought the philosophical procedure to process to my life. And I got to tell you something. The first training class I ever attended in my life was Jim Rohn. And he became a distributor, like I said, the same night that I did, in the same company, from the same meeting. You can just imagine what that was like. Most of you know Jim Rohn as a business philosopher, business strategist. He's all of that. I know him also, work with him as a distributor. We did meetings together. We signed up people together. We drove the meetings together. We did all of that. And I got to tell you, I got away with the philosophical approach from Jim Rohn and the strategical approach from Bobby DePew. We brought that forward in Herbalife, in 1980, and I'll forever be indebted to Mark Hughes for giving me that platform to bring what we have here in this wealth building movement. It is guys, it's stunning what's happening around the globe right now with this. So hang on, we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff. We don't have any notes. We're going to share some stuff with you.
So I love what RJ's saying. I relate, Taylor. I was very cautious about talking to people. But after learning the concepts in the Millionaire Training and the Wealth Building Academy, I flipped 5 pennies yesterday and 5 already this morning.
Whoa, RJ, okay, let me tell you something. You know what RJ just described to you? Your job description. If there's one thing that has been missing in our space is that what our job description is as a distributor. And our job description is down to these 2 points. Your job description is to onboard new members and onboard new customers every single day. That number is up to you. Okay. That number is up to you. It isn't to be brand yourself. There's nothing wrong with the brand yourself. There's nothing wrong with videos. There's nothing wrong with Facebook Lives. All that stuff works. That is not moving pennies. Okay. And pennies is in the book, and pennies is in everything we do as an illustration only. Congratulations to you for that, RJ.
So Peter says, my first training with Larry and Jim and Mark was in Bermuda in 1987.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember that for a lot of different reasons. It was a lot of fun, but I broke my knee while we were playing volleyball and had to be helicoptered out. But anyway.
So thank you for sharing that. So love that. So you're just like, yay, RJ. So Kelly's saying, yay, RJ. That's so exciting. So, and Nicole's saying, congrats, RJ. So they're cheering you on, RJ. Good for you.
Yeah, and guys, we're going to have a couple of testimonials here today. I talked to one of them already here today because we had a special call yesterday with United Kingdom. Boy, was it off the charts. Okay, just off the charts. But we have different testimonials. We're a generic trainer. Okay. We bring the fundamentals that fit no matter what country you're in, no matter what product line you have, no matter what compensation model you have, no matter what DNA profile that makes up your distributor base. These fundamentals are working around the globe for everybody at this very moment. And it's so fun. It's so simple. And today, this is our book club. And what is our book club? It's the first exposure for a lot of people to find out that, wait a minute, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can. If other people are doing it with different countries and different products, etc., maybe I can do it. I want to assure you that you can, no matter what it is. I promise you, if you'll follow this wealth building strategy, it's going to work for you. It's impossible for it not to. And that's a big statement, but I'm telling you, I can back it up.
So Peter says he was actually on the beach. He was on the beach when you broke your knee in 1987. Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's history for you guys. So thank you for sharing that, RJ. So guys, if you are inside the group, if you're in the Millionaire Training Book Club group, you can add people to that group. You can tag them in different stories and in different, weeks. And I will tell you, last week was amazing. I got so much feedback from last week's. So you can use this as a tool in between book club meetings.
Yes.
As you're inside of the group. So you can go to themillionairetraining.com and join the group. You can also, if you are in, I'll put that up here. You can also share the page. So I don't know if you, maybe because we're going on several different platforms here. So whatever you see live, it's, we're on several other platforms like our other pages. So if you're on one of our pages, you can actually share it to your page. So that's a way that you can use it, and then tag people into coming on live. So I just wanted to share that. And as we get into the stories, because it's really the stories that are the magic behind this, because it really does increase the belief. But I always say belief determines behavior. And I love, and RJ said it so well. And it was just a matter of him believing in that he could do it, that he was good enough, in being around this community and being around this environment of like-minded people that are, they don't necessarily have to be, I've heard this over and over. They don't have to be in your company. They don't have to be on your team, that you can leverage other people's stories and still get amazing value. I know that like Mary and Seamus Penrose, their story was really, really, really inspiring to many, many others outside of their company and outside of their community. And so that's what I love about this community and how it really impacts so many people, just not in one specific company or with one specific, product line. And so I just appreciate everybody being so kind to RJ and rooting him on, because that's what wealth builders do. This is a community that really supports each other. And so that's that. I thought I would add that in. And I want to go ahead.
Yeah, let me break that down for you from my perspective of what Taylor just shared with you, how you can leverage other people's story. You know that within your company, but you can leverage other people's stories that's not in your company. Matter of fact, when Taylor's talking about Mary and Seamus, she's a school teacher and he's a carpenter. Okay. And they were the first focus group that we started with back in June of last year. We didn't have the book. We didn't have the book club. We had a part of the academy put together, but we didn't have it there. And they had been stuck, for almost 3 years at $7,000 to $8,000 a month. Now, terrible place to be stuck. I got it. But they weren't able to move forward. And a lot of you have been stuck at $700 or $800 a month, $7,000 or $8,000, whatever it may be. And they weren't able to move forward, no matter how many courses they bought, no matter how many things they did online, no matter how many blogs they did, no matter how many videos they did, they were stuck. And they were our first focus group, and it was a hands-on deal. And I got to tell you something. We said, stick with us for 90 days. The book's coming. The book club is coming. All that's coming. Stick with us for 90 days. And they were not making very much progress after 75 days. We were getting nervous, man. But I will tell you, when about 85 to 90 days, almost to the 90-day deal, they called us and said, you're not going to believe what's happening. Since then, here's what has taken place, okay? What has happened since then, they made their breakthrough and they jumped all the way up to, I think it was $42,000 a month. Since then, their people are ranking up and they got recognized by their company. And there's only a handful of people that's ever had this. It was 100 people, 100 people documented by their company that were making $500 a month. with their team, guys. $500 a month is a magic number, especially in today's world. And as you get involved with the book club and you get involved with the academy, you'll find out how magical that is. And that's your future. And by going down that path, they got through that breakthrough. Now, let me tell you what happened. People and multiple companies were able to leverage their story and grow their team because of it. And that's one of the greatest values of the wealth building community.
So I love, love, love that. So we're going to bring our first guest on. So Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
How are you?
Hi, guys. How are we? I'm good, thank you.
Oh, great. Well, so it was so nice to hear from you. And I love, love, love your story. So tell the community a little bit about you, your name, your background, where you're from.
And what country you're from. So they're going to have to guess from your accent.
I might make people guess from my accent what country I'm from. My name's Michelle. I am from Scotland, just outside Glasgow. And I've been in network marketing now for just over 9 years. I joined network marketing because I was a student. Well, I was going to be a student. I had decided to go to study to become a student nurse. And I needed a part-time job that would work around my kids, my dog, the house, and my studies, which there's not many of them out there that are flexible enough to do that, and network marketing fitted the bill. I was only looking for £300 a month to balance the books, and that's all I wanted. I planned on being a nurse. That was my plan. That plan lasted about 6 months, and then I decided network marketing was going to be my career. So I totally fell in love with it. As I said, I've been in it 9 years. My little boy's now 11, so he was about 2.5 when I first started. And it's gave me so much freedom to work around him. My daughter's now 22, so she doesn't really need me as much. But my little boy, I've been able to take him to school at the first day of school every single year. I take him to school in the mornings. I pick him up when he finishes. I go to all the school events, sometimes twice, because I'm the only person in the family who is free during the day to go to them. So luckily enough, there's always someone in the audience waving at him, which he appreciates. So for me, it's given me so much time freedom to be able to choose where I am at what time, and give me the income to allow me that freedom.
I love that. So how did you get involved with, talk about how did you get on the book, or did you?
How did you start with us?
Tell us, how did you get introduced to us, and when and what happened?
I was introduced to you guys around about December of last year. The first thing I did was buy the book, and I couldn't put it down. It's just full of so many gems. You couldn't even mention them all. I love the book. It got me. The total simplicity of the training in it for network marketing is it's amazing. Loved it. I kind of went a little bit off the ABC. I did BCA, so I did book first, then I did the clubbing on a Friday on here, and then I joined the academy. And for me, I get something out of absolutely everything that I come on to with you guys. I try and get onto everything I can, any calls that we have with you guys, the deep dives. There's always something. There's a little nugget every single time, if not multiple nuggets every single time. I just love it. The amount of value I've got from you guys has been unbelievable. I've told you guys this before. My business this year, so the first 6-7 months of this year has been the biggest I've had in my business since the second year I've been in network marketing. So the growth I've had in so many ways, not just in my volume in my business, but in myself and my attitude towards my business, my attitude towards speaking to other people about my business has totally changed.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that piece right there. What do you attribute that to? I mean, that's a big deal. Having, confidence about your business, but taking it to that next step of having the conversation and talking to people, what was transitional for you? What was the magic for you?
For me, it was taking the stress out of the answer that people would give me. I think I've always been taught not to worry about what the person says. My job is to give them the information. What they do with it's up to them. But I've never really known how to do that in a relaxed manner without feeling as if I've been needy and desperate to get someone to join my business, that kind of thing. Whereas now my conversations have completely changed. How you guys set up a conversation and really make it so that you're giving that person the option to say no and make it not feel uncomfortable for them to do that, but at the same time leave it open for them to say yes.
Yes.
So it's such a good, just the maybe, I don't know if it's for you, all of those things make it so more relaxed and natural to have the conversations and be able to walk away from any of those conversations feeling good about it and allowing them to feel good about it too, so that you're not going, well, why do you not want to do it? Like, are you crazy? We're not having to have those conversations because it's just, is it for you? It might be for you. Do you want to take a look? And it's just so natural. It's made me feel confident in having those conversations because I don't feel as if I'm pestering people. I feel as if I'm giving them the information and I'm letting them decide whether that information is something that they want want to know more about then. So it's so much more relaxed and more fun to do it.
Yeah. Oh
That
my
makes a big
gosh, that
difference.
makes a big difference. I love this. I love what you're saying here because this is the magic. And I wanted to hear it from your perspective. So, the last 7 months, biggest of your business, that's power. That speaks volumes, right?
Yes.
I love it. Now, so, what about your team? So do you have like a team?
Yes, I do.
So is this something that they're adopting, or do they see you differently, or tell us, do you have any?
I find a few of my team are starting to engage with the book and the clubbing and stuff as well. None of them are quite on the academy yet, but they're getting there. But they are definitely, I think how I'm speaking to them about what we're doing is now starting to filter its way through to the language they're using as well. Your team do what you do, so it tends to be how I speak to them or how I've spoken to them about the business in the past is how they then speak to other people. So that's changing. So it's making the conversations for them even easier to have, because now they don't feel that they're having the uncomfortable conversations either. So it is starting to filter its way down into my team, and they are growing off the back of that as well.
Well,
I love
let,
it.
let me tell you what I'm hearing in the story, and I don't know who else is. Maybe I'm the only one in the world, but did you have your biggest check ever in 7 years? Is that what I heard? Biggest check ever in 7 years. Had you been kind of flat up until then? Because so you're stay-at-home mom, taking care of your kids, stay-at-home mom, been flat, so you're happy with your business, happy with your company, happy with your product, but you're stuck like like the carpenter and the school teacher was stuck, and you had your biggest check in 7 years. Now, here's what's very important. With her team hasn't stepped into this yet. They haven't. And she did it because of her daily method of operation. We've been trying out there in the years to get your team to do everything, get them. Now, I want you to imagine how many people you have on your team, like we're looking at Michelle right now, that can pop up like this with these basic fundamental skills of attitude and confidence, something that's fun and simple and magical, because the majority of your teams are Michelle's right now. Right now, the majority of your team were marrying Seamus. Now, they were at a higher income level, but they were still stuck, and their team wasn't doing it. That's the magic of what we do here. I got to commend you on this, Michelle.
I love what RJ said. Go ahead.
Sorry, one of the big things for me that I really stepped into over the course of working with you guys is to tell my own story again, because I wasn't telling the £300 a month that I was looking for. I wasn't telling about the flexibility it's given me with my family, the things that have actually really made a difference to me in my life.
Yes.
I wasn't sharing with people. I was sharing the 10K a month, 20K a month stories. I wasn't telling them the things that actually related to me. I'd forgot about my own story.
Wow.
That was actually, the power was in my own story. It's great to be able to share other people's, but your own story is the first place to start, and I'd forgot about that.
Wow.
And
That right there is so, like, guys, that's like the biggest nugget out of everything, that piece right there. Because, you know, everybody thinks it's the big money, but they lose perspective, because it's what sets you apart is your own story, because it's like DNA. Nobody has a story like yours. Yours is completely unique. And I love RJ saying this, and I love this. He says, wow, congrats, Michelle. This is really good. Success with the flexibility and still maintain your motherly responsibilities. Thank you for sharing your amazing story.
There's millions of
Wow.
Michelles out there. Just this, with what RJ just said, there's literally millions of people looking for the story. And you're talking about, when you started 9 years ago, you said you wanted about 300 pounds. That's about $500 is about what that is. Okay. That's the magic number. Maybe we'll get into that today. I don't know, or tonight, wherever you are, but that's the magic number. There's where the market is. And if you'll capture this stuff here, it's stunning how fast you're going to go.
Love multiplication. I love when magic happens. Like Sheena is saying, well done, Michelle. Congrats. Oh, somebody's tagging somebody. Somebody says, awesome, Michelle. So Michelle, like, you just really, really, really knocked it out of the park. We just thank you so much for taking time to share with the community today. So powerful. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, listen, we want you back in 60, 90 days to upgrade the whole community on where you are. And by that time, you're going to have a bunch of your team members popping up, and you can have them on here with you. Would love to do that with you.
Fabulous. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you on the deep dive.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so powerful. Love that story. So now we got to represent the guys, because it's like the girls kind of take over. So I'm gonna. So Brian, how are you?
Well, I don't know what great representation of a male gender I will be, but I'll do my best today.
Well, no, I just first of all, I just have to say, we got somebody from the U.S. here finally representing here, so I love this, because we're rocking over here in Europe with Ireland and Asia, and so, but now the U.S. is finally picking up. So I just wanted you to come on, and I forgot about whenever I asked you that. I think you're on vacation.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. I felt bad that I asked you, derailed you from your vacation, but we're so happy that you're here. But so talk to us. Tell us about you, and tell us about what's going on with you.
Well, my name is Brian Ellsworth, and I'm actually from Buffalo, New York. Go Bills! And I'm a former home builder. I'm also a basketball coach, and I found network marketing, I feel a little ancient, probably about 19, 20 years ago. And when I initially took a look at it, what attracted me was the freedom to be able to make an income and not be involved in some crazy 80-hour situation. And initially, to be honest with you guys, I said to myself, you know what? If I can take a look at this little side thing and maybe pick up $1,500, $2,000 to take care of my daughter's education, and perhaps be able to pay some credit card debt, there might be something here. Because I'll be honest with you, when I first looked at it, I really didn't believe it. I wasn't sure what I was looking at. And I will tell you this: I've been blessed. I got involved and went crazy. In terms of me doing it, okay, and me pushing the ball. And, I was able to make a really good income, and rose to the top of that company. And I tell you this to tell you that it was a shallow victory. And really, what do I mean by that? Well, the fact of the matter is I was making a great income, but none of my people were. I was able to recruit my full head off, but none of my people could.
Yeah.
And no matter how many scripts I wrote, no matter how many trainings I got them to, no matter how much of a let's do it together kind of coach, go take the hill, so to speak, deal, I just couldn't get any of that elusive, what I would call the holy grail of our industry, which is to be able to actually make the income when you're not doing it.
Mhm.
And that was foreign to me, guys. And I'm here to tell you it still is foreign to me. That's why I'm here. Because at the end of the day, I'm sick of building it and rebuilding it and being the magic. And, I wanted to make sure that I could find something where I could, you mentioned Mary and Seamus. Every time I hear their story, I want to hit my knees and say, oh God, I got to find a way to get this. And I don't want to be over dramatic here, but probably the last 6 months for me and just kind of looking at this stuff and getting into the ABC. And I know we want to get into that, but I'm here to tell you that for the first time in my life, because I was ready to leave the industry.
Wow.
For the first time in my life, I believe that I can bring 100, 200, 300 people with me.
Wow.
And that's what I'm after. I'm after one last run and literally to be able to help 200, 300 people make that $500 to $1,000 a month.
Yes.
Can you imagine what would that make you feel like? It's foreign to me. I can talk about it, but I can't say I've done it, but I'm telling you, I can see it now for the first time.
Wow.
Now,
And,
let me ask you a couple of questions, Brian, because what makes the wealth builder is because some people think, well, it's the book club like we're doing here. Yes, that part. And it's the book. Yes, it is. And it is the audio of the book. Yes, it is. And it's also the deep dives. It's the ABC. And have you put all those pieces together in your mind? Because you keep talking, you shared with Mary and Seamus, they're not in your company. They're not in your country. They're not your and they're helping you grow your team. So how do you see the three-legged stool of the ABC fitting into what you just described?
Well, again, Larry, I don't think that you'll ever kind of take that almost kind of militant way out of me. So for me, the ABC is, and this may be a little extreme for some, it's a non-negotiable for me. I'm bringing Lisa into the business, and if she's going to make it, if I'm going to work with her, she's doing ABC. All right? She's getting on the book clubs where she's going to hear stories like Michelle. How inspiring. Where she's going to hear about a carpenter and a school teacher that literally lost it all. I was on that book club when they were in tears, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. And they're going to hear that. So for me, it's a non-negotiable. I want everyone to get into that Millionaire Training free resource. I want everyone to order the book. I'm not the greatest reader. I'm kind of a slow reader, but I've been through the thing 4 times, all right, because I can't put it down. All right. I want them to upload, what is it, $10? Are you kidding me for those the recordings, the audio? I want them on every device, their phone, their iPad, whatever it is they got, because I was on the beach today and I was listening to that, okay? Wow. Because I want to get to the point, and I'm not there yet, where I can finish your statement on that. And I want my people, more importantly, to be able to do that. And then the academy, it goes without saying. I mean, you're in a business, find a way. And yeah, it happens for everybody differently, I guess. For me, I bought the book. I read it because, I'd been around. To be honest with you, Larry Taylor, I was like, oh, is this another one of these, kind of things I'm going to get excited about for 30 days and be done kind of deal. I read the book and I was like, wait a minute, this is different. I recognized some of the names. How crazy it is. I was in the industry for 2 decades. I didn't know who you guys were. Unbelievable. But, I read the book and I went through it. And then I got on the Facebook, and I'm not the most technologically advanced guy. I mean, the whole streamline thing, it took me like 3 weeks to figure that out so my name would show up. All right. So I'm a regular guy and I don't know much. All right. So I figured it out. And then I joined the academy. And what do? You talk about a daily method of operation. Well, part of my deal is 45 minutes to an hour. I'm listening to that every day. Yes. Why? Because I need to metabolize it. Yeah. Because I'm never going to actually be able to transfer it in an authentic, genuine way until it's inside me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
wow.
So good.
Wow.
So
I
good.
can't tell you how much I appreciate this, because I was talking earlier here about Michelle, how many Michelles were out there in the world, but more importantly, how many Michelles are in your team. Whoever you are, you have them. If it's 2, 3, or 50 or 500, you have Michelles. But let me tell you something. You have people like Brian here, Coach Brian, that is out here and going through all of these things that have been in the industry for 18 years, I believe is what you said. And in that process, great people, made money, build teams, built companies, but you have a lot of Brians in your group that are looking not for the magic dust, okay, of the magic TikTok video, not the magic dust of the Facebook Live, but a basic fundamentals that grow the business on a daily basis. Guys, this is magical. This is not something that's theory. I've been doing this for 54 years and have built lots of teams and lots of billions of dollars of sales using this. And the timing is now. It's now, because right now there's some things happening, and we're going to talk about it heavily on this next deep dive in our academy here, the second week of the month.
So I mean, to Larry's point, there are probably a lot of Brians out there that have built it and lost it, built it, lost. And because we always talk about, you have to have that foundation, and, everybody's going from this to that, to this to that, grasping at this straw, grasping at that straw, thinking that this is the magic dust, without building that solid foundation of fundamentals, of principles. And, I'm so happy that we connected with you and saved you, right? Saved you from going away, because it reinvigorated your vision. And I love what you were saying about, having 200, 300 people in your team that you can help make $500 a month, that you actually see it happening for the first, that you can absolutely believe that this can happen. There's so many times that I think we kind of, I've talked to leaders before that, they really go, I'm kidding myself. I'm the only one that can do what I'm doing. Nobody else could do or want to do what I'm doing. And so whenever you find that magic place, like what you're talking about, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. RJ, I think RJ's in your group. Yes, you can, Brian. I'm so proud and grateful to have run with you the last 18 to 20 years. More importantly, I'm grateful to call you a friend. Wow.
I want you to think about what Taylor just said and what Brian said. Brian said he was thinking about getting out of the industry. Okay. You know what's worse than, you just think, well, I don't want to, you want to allow yourself to think that, but you feel that. There's a lot of you that feel that. But you know what's worse? Not getting out of the industry. You know what's worse? Sticking with it and feeling like that. Wow. That's not right. Okay, there's a better way. There's just an absolute better way to get this job done, guys. And it's easier than you think. It's more fun than you think. So, Brian, thank you so very much. And we're anxious. Listen, 90 days. We want you back.
Absolutely. Can I just say one last thing?
Of course.
I want to, publicly thank you guys. I could not be more grateful for you guys coming across my path. I want you to think about this. You guys in your careers have touched a lot of people. I want you to think about this for a moment. How many people from this,
yes,
you're going to be able to say you had a part in changing their lives? And I'm telling you, you did, you are, you will, and you will continue.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank
but I got to
you.
tell you, it's not us that's going to do this. It's you guys that's going to do this. We're going to be the catalyst, okay? And we're going to be the mental crutches, and we're going to bring you the fundamentals. But it's up to you guys out there in this marketplace to make the changes that are happening in front of your eyes to make this happen for you, all those dreams to come true, whatever those dreams are. So thank you, Brian. Looking forward to working with you and your team in this focus group you're putting together. We're anxious. We're excited about it.
So
Thank you.
that's awesome. Thank you, Brian.
Let me jump in here and share a couple things here, guys. First of all, thank you so much for being here with us today. And that being a wealth builder, we talk about the book club. Okay, this is a free environment. I want you to think about what this is. This is basically a first exposure. A lot of you right now today are looking at this for the first time. I want you to think about if you had 5, 10 team members looking at this today. Okay, just watching it. You can get it on the replay, but it's out there. Okay, the difference that this could possibly make in their lives and their confidence and their belief, okay, in themselves. Do you know how many people you have on your team, you included, that have these doubts about yourself? Okay, that's what they have. And so we got this as a resource. This could be a first exposure. And this is sponsored by the LT Wealth Building Academy. We bring it to you for you to be able to get people in front of this kind of message. It's a free resource. The millionairetraining.com, which is the second leg to the stool, okay, is a free resource center. There's only one thing you could do over there if you're going to spend any money. Brian mentioned it, and that is to get the tape, the audio tape of what this book was put together on for about $9. I don't know if you caught it, okay? He said put it on every device that you have. Because let me tell you something. That audio tape is what built the industry. The stories are in here. They're here. It's there. And let me tell you something. That's all we had to build this industry was those basic fundamentals that was taught to me by Bobby DePew and Jim Rohn. But let me tell you something that the audio tapes can do that the book can never do. Okay, let me tell you what people used to do. They had a tape recorder, it was about the size of this book, okay, and it sat beside them, and they kept it with them at all times. And guess what would happen? When they're having a bad day, when they're having doubts, okay, I'll tell you what they would do. They would run over and use the mental crutches, and they would go to page 44 of Shake Every Grain of Sand from Your Shoes. On page 44, I challenge you to go do that, but you can't drive down the road and read page 44. You can't cook dinner and do page 44. You can't change a diaper and listen to and read page 44. But what you can do, you can listen to it. You can listen to it. Okay. And when you listen to it, it gives you, it's all there. All I'm telling you. So we got the book club is here. We got the millionairetraining.com, the free resource center. Okay. And we have the academy. And the academy is where Taylor and I come in every single month for 2.5 to 3 hours, 3 days in a row, the second Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of every month, and interact with you guys where you are. Okay. That's the real value because you got this other stuff. And so, guys, we're just so excited about what's happening. We're so excited about what's coming the last quarter of this year. I want you to get ready for that.
And if you have a story and we want to hear your story,
yes,
if you have something exciting to share about the book club, the book, the academy, listen, that's the one thing that you cannot do is you can't shrink back because your story needs to be shared. Your story is going to impact somebody. So sharing it here on the book club in this forum, you just never know who you're going to touch. So I just want to encourage you, reach out, get on here, get your team on here, share your story. It's so powerful.
Let me tell you where, and this would be the last thing I'm going to say. I was going to say it 3 times ago. I said I'm not going to say anymore, but I got to say this right here, okay? All of us have the self-doubts. All of us have the self-worry on different things in our life. All of us go through those stuff. And it's no different than spraining your ankle. If you sprain your ankle, guess what you can do? You can walk around on a sprained ankle. And it's going to be painful. It's going to be extremely painful. And it's going to be difficult for you to heal that sprained ankle as fast as you would like it to be. But what if you go to page, and I wrote it down, 74, because I wasn't sure, page 74 in the book, or go to how to employ yourself and look at this in the audio tape, mental crutches. What if you have a crutch? If you're walking around with a sprained ankle, can you walk better with less pain? Can you get the healing process faster? Is that possible? The answer is yes. Okay. We need mental crutches for where we are at this moment. And that's what was given to me 54 years ago by the founders of our industry that I brought forward and had the platform of Herbalife to take this forward, had the platform of PM to take this forward and be able to bring this to you right here. Taylor is the most talented person I've ever worked with because she speaks for 70% plus of the voices out there, which is women. She knows how to take this stuff and communicate it to women like nobody else, guys. And I'm got to tell you something. All of you are tall enough, young enough, strong enough. Oh, you're all there. You can do it. Yeah. You're good enough as you are. I promise you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we are done for today. We are done clubbing today. So I hope each and every one of you have an amazing weekend. Be blessed. Be safe. We can't wait to have you on next week. So I hope you got lots of value today and were inspired.
Get the tape on every device. Come on, live with it.
So I am Taylor Thompson.
And I'm Larry Thompson.
And we're here to help you grow you.
To grow your team.
So you can grow your check.
So you can grow your company.
So that's it for us. Bye,
Adios, guys.
Mwah. Mwah.